Welcome to episode 38 of the Dusty Survival Series. This month we wrap up harvest season by cultivating, seeding and rolling fields 18, 20 and 21, and I play a huge game of Tetris with pallets on the back of our trailer. Morning Dusty, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay, YouTube guy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. Whoa, nice beard, Dusty. In fact, you need a trip to the barber's by the looks of it.
Yeah, it's getting cold out there now. You can tell the seasons are turning.
Yeah, it is a bit, about 14 degrees out there today. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning in September. We've got a few things to do this month. You want to get on with it?
Yeah, let me just grab my hat. What do you want to do first then, computer guy?
Well, I think we should make sure that the sheep are fed, and I think we need to get some grain up here for the chickens. That shouldn't be a problem because we've got a bit of grain left in the silo.
And then I suppose we've got to work our fields.
Yeah, we've got all of the radish in which we need to churn in, and then I think we get wheat and barley in as many fields as possible. I am keen to get some canola in at some point, but I think for now we've got production chains that definitely need wheat and barley.
Right on for that, YouTube guy. You deal with the animals, and I'll get the equipment down to the lower fields.
Good plan, Dusty. Good plan. We've got oilseed radish in the two fields here that you can see up by the homestead, and also in our big fields down by the mill, 21, 20 and 18. I'm going to grab the Landini, pick up the trailer, fill it with the grain that we got left in the silo and give those chickens a good feed, while Dusty jumps in the Massey and starts working our fields. Yeah, 7:30 in September, and we have very little money in the bank, and I'll talk you through that later on. We had a huge amount at the end of last month. Obviously you knew that we were going to spend some money on a big combine. That has happened. We have purchased one. I will explain exactly what happened there later on. But we also went ahead and purchased some other stuff. But for now I'm filling up with barley. That's a small amount that we've got in the silo, and I'm going to go and dump that off with the chickens. That should do it for the sheep. They will be happy for a little while and we shouldn't have to worry about them. I'd like to stick more in there just so that we don't have to keep coming back, but that's all we had in the silo up here for now. These two fields will continue to crop with wheat, and those can keep feeding the chickens over the following months. The sheep are looking pretty healthy. I've just racked in a whole load of grass here, so they'll be alright. Let me just close this gate behind me. Always leave a gate as you find it. That is the country code. So yeah, I just want to check the straw. It's not too damp. It could do with mucking out, but yeah, that's alright for now. And everyone out here seems to be very happy indeed. Oh, little lammy. So yes, I think the animals are happy. Good news. Walking over the brow of the hill here, I do need to come and pick up these bales, so I managed to get this whole meadow mowed at the end of last month. It was a bit of a challenge, but I did it before it got dark, but I just didn't have time to pick up these bales, so we'll come and do that. I really do want to lop off some of these branches and get this whole area organised, because the sooner I clear this, the sooner we can get more grass in and therefore enlarge the size of this meadow for more silage at the end of the year. I have the trailer hitched up and I will start to load these on now. Can't believe how quickly the grass has grown already. But anyway, I digress. Let me deal with this. And I'll see you back here shortly. The trailer's fully loaded. I've just parked it up by the sheep. I've just come back down to pick up the last couple of bales that I've left for the sheep of grass. And then they can go up and be stored. Almost there, last one. I shall swing this up and then we'll have a look where we are. Right, let me get the trailer hitched back on. I need to offload all of these down by the barn, just down there. And then I think it's time to go and catch up and see where Dusty is. I'm going to pick up the weight because I'm going to need that back on in a minute. Save me going back down and picking it up again. Right, let's get down and unload these bales. Still haven't done anything about Dusty's home here. We will get to that at some point. We just need some money in the bank, and the priority was big machinery last month. And once I've got these bales unloaded, I'll take you on a bit of a tour. There we go, not bad. Didn't take too long to get those offloaded. Okay, I'm going to unhitch the forks on the front here, the old strap system. I'm going to whip on the weight and then we'll get going. Just thinking ahead here, we are going to need the seeder if we're going to put any barley and wheat in those lower fields, so may as well pick that up while I'm here. Brilliant. Okay, let's get going. I'm just coming up to the mill here, and so any second now you are about to see the combine we chose, and it was the twin screw. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it was the XBR2. Now this wasn't the favourite, so let me talk you through our decision. So we had the option of this, the XRB2, and the John Deere CR10. Now some of you may remember that last month I alluded to the fact that the reason why the John Deere was so cheap was because the farm it was coming from was bankrupt, and basically the banks were closing in and selling off assets for cheap. Now what I didn't tell you, and what I didn't know at the time, is that that isn't the entire truth. The reason why that John Deere XR10 was so cheap is because it wasn't a John Deere at all. And those eagle-eyed viewers out there did pick up on this fact and posted that it was indeed a New Holland CR10, not a John Deere. So once I got onto the bank with all this new information, I had a rather heated conversation, and it turns out they had to cancel the auction because obviously the details of the item they were selling weren't accurate, so they are legally not allowed to sell. Now that left us with one option, which was the twin screw. And actually, you know what? I'm not at all disappointed. I really did like the twin screw. They only ever made one of these. It was a prototype, and we have it here on Dusty's Homestead. Now, along with that, we picked up a new header, and I will show you shortly the details of this. I'm jumping in the menu, but yeah, not a bad header at all. It's a Fendt, and you all know how much of a fan of Fendt I am. So we've got a lovely big black Fendt header and a lovely yellow twin screw to work with going forward. So this is the Fendt Dynaflex 9255, 40 foot wide, or in new money 12 meters. 17.5 grand, that's what we had to pay for it. It's had a few adjustments made so it does fit onto the XRB2, but it is unbelievable. Love it. I'm just inside the cab here. Let me tell you what the total outlay for the combine, the header trailer and the header was. The combine came in at $256,000 bucks. The header, as you've just seen, was $70,500 bucks. And the trailer came in at $10,500 bucks. So there we go. Like it or hate it, that is the machine we have. I had a big number 2 written on the side because for some reason it just reminds me of Thunderbird 2. A big utilitarian functional vehicle. I'm really happy with it and I'm really going to enjoy using it. For now, let's just have a look. Dusty's cultivated this field. Obviously he's churned up a whole load of rocks and stones here, which is fine. I'm going to go grab the picker. He's currently cultivating the field over there. You can see the dust that's being kicked up because it's so dry down here. So we're going to go help out. We're going to grab the auger there that you can see. We're going to go grab the trailer. We're going to go grab the picker. We'll get these fields done. We'll get them seeded. And then I can head back up to the homestead and deal with those trees. Right, I think I'll just start here. It's in the middle, but I don't see the point of running all the way down the end. Let's get this thing unfolded. And away we go. Well, that's my first headland pretty much done. Not too bad at all. There's a lot of stones in this field. I think over the next couple of seasons this will end up being really nice loam. But for now it is stony as you like. Right, it looks like I'm full here. Let me just get this folded up. Head over to the auger, get that tipped, and then carry on. Doesn't take long to fill up the stone picker, unfortunately, and this is the biggest and best stone picker out there as far as I'm aware.
Well, that didn't take long. Better crack on with the other field now.
.11:20 AM. This field is picked, so Dusty can get on and seed this. I can't imagine he's going to be too long cultivating that top field 18 anymore. I suppose he's done about a third perhaps. So I'm going to crack on and get the stones picked on the middle field. Yeah, then it'll be time for seeding. At some point I do need to head up to the brewery and have a check on operations up there.
Well, that's me all done. It's time to get this field drilled with wheat.
I have ventured back to our meadow because I want to come and pick up the wrapper. That needs selling, and selling quickly, because we kind of, I wouldn't say overspent, but perhaps didn't quite calculate our general monthly outgoings when we bought all the equipment last month, and we are currently running into the negative for the first time in years, I would say. So it's time to pick up anything that we don't need, to sell it and get a little bit of income back into the bank. So I'm going to head back to the shop with this wrapper and get a couple of grand's worth of revenue back on this. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Me and Dusty have worked pretty hard on those lower fields. They are now all cultivated, all the stones have been picked, and Dusty was just finishing off field 18 with I think some barley when I left a moment ago. So by the time we get back down there, all 3 fields should be ready. The last thing we want to do is get the roller and give them a nice flat rolling. So I'm going to do a couple of runs backwards and forwards here in the Massey because it's quicker than the Landini. I'm going to drop this off, sell it. I'm then going to come back up, pick up the roller, bring that back down for Dusty. He can roll in the Landini whilst I pick up the trailer and head up to the brewery to do a bit of organising and to show you the one last thing that we bought last month that you have yet to see. And there she be, our wrapper. She's done a great job. She was a bit of a pain, a bit cumbersome, but yeah, we're going to get this sold, we're going to get it repaired and maximise our profits. We're currently at minus $149 bucks. Now sadly I can't actually repair this because we haven't got any money in the bank, so we can't maximise. That's a real shame. I'm just going to sell as it is for 3.5 grand. There we go, we are back in the black. Here we are back down at the lower fields. I'm just going to drop the roller off right here, save Dusty having to pick it up from elsewhere, and then I shall take you up to the brewery.
It's time I start getting the roll on. What with you two guys stone picking earlier, and with my roll in the fields, I feel there's gotta be a joke in there somewhere. Rock and roll.
Dusty's well underway with the rolling now. I've got the trailer on the back. And keep your eyes open, ladies and gentlemen, for our secret surprise. Let me just swing around here. Let's just bring it into view. There she is. A full-on pallet storage warehouse. So our intentions here are to store all and sundry in here, just to make life a bit easier. So we will absolutely be putting in our lettuce and our tomatoes. Our honey can come down here as well. In fact, even things like straw, I think we can actually store inside out of the rain as well. So this is going to be our central hub of operations up here whilst we start to expand this whole area. So first things first, I need to grab the forklift, have a little bit of a tidy up. We've got plenty of honey beer, yes, and strawberry beer, which is all getting ready for our winter sales in October, I believe, from memory, and December. That's looking brilliant, but these can definitely be stored in our warehouse. Let me grab the forklift and start getting things loaded in. Okay, that is a pallet of strawberry beer and a pallet of honey beer. Let's just slowly edge this over to the warehouse and get them loaded in. And this will be the first item that we store away. And there we go, those are loaded. Next couple coming right up. Dab hand at this now. There we go. Let's get the forks forward. Well, I say dab hand. Well, that's got to be 2 or 3 boxes smashed right there. Damn it. Right, it's time to grab the trailer because I'm not going to just go backwards and forwards with the forklift all day long. I'll be forever. And I'm slow enough as it is. So I'm just going to get myself aligned here. Fill the trailer up with as much as we can and then tip everything off. Okay, that is everything loaded on. Let me strap this down. I'll then move the tractor over by the greenhouses. What's going on here? There we go. And I can get some vegetables on, and then those can go into the warehouse as well. Brilliant. Should be able to squeeze down between. I definitely made sure I left enough space, but that may have been before we bought the Massey. Can't quite remember, but there we go. I can just squeeze down. Let's get all the lettuce loaded on. Just while I park up, just want to show everyone the extra water we now have feeding our greenhouses. Another great tip from one of you followers. Good comment, thank you very much. Yep, so each greenhouse now has some automatic watering. We don't have to worry about the Bowsers. There you go, one on each corner. So actually these are fully automatic. I just need to find a way of getting the pallets from there directly into the warehouse and we are onto a winner. Okay, I'm just getting the last few straps on here. Let's get this one on and this one and we'll take a quick look at everything. My goodness, this lot is ready for storage. Let me just take in the awe of my work. This is something else. Have you ever seen anything so well packed in your life? Now, I think we may find when we pull away, these axles shatter because there is so much weight on the back here. But let's go get it in the warehouse, get it tidied away, and I think we'll call that a day. This is going to be heavy. I mean, let's just have a look out the rear window there. Okay, let's edge this very, very slowly. Goodness me. This is the most weight we've ever hauled. There you are on screen. 864 bottles of beer. 864 bottles of beer on the wall. 864 bottles of beer. 14,000 litres of strawberries, 864 bottles of strawberry beer, 235 units of lettuce. Wowee! Okay, I'm creeping here just so I can get through the list. Let's have a look around as everything starts to disappear. Here we go. Dropping. Let's take the... Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have unstrapped automatically. Oh, all hell's breaking loose now. Dusty! This is not good news. This is not good news. I hope none of this has been bruised. This is what happens when you get cocky, ladies and gentlemen. Dusty wouldn't have done this. He would have just been sensible about it. He would have done 2 or 3 trips. Probably quicker than I spent lifting everything onto the back of the trailer. Look at the state of this place now. Let's get it tidied up before Dusty realises. Well, I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen, but that certainly felt like a bit of a calmer month. I think we can consider harvest season wrapped up for this year. We have cultivated, seeded and rolled fields 18, 20 and 21, which is brilliant. We've got the same down on our 2 small fields at the homestead as well. The new water tanks are working unbelievably well down at the greenhouses, and you would not believe the difference in yield between when we had the greenhouses up in the shadows of the mountains by the homestead compared to where they are now down in the valley with sun beating down on them all day long. They are producing unbelievable amounts of fruit and veg, which is fantastic. We've managed to grab everything we can in pallet form and stick it into our new storage barn, including some of our straw bales. So we have straw in there as well. Now we can also have silage in there if we want to, but that's something we'll think about down the road. But for now, I think it's time to shut up shop and get ready for October. Until next time, take care. Bye bye.